Guys, Joe here, doing a quick video. I need to let my foot heal up a little bit, so I'm not going to be pushing myself to make as many car videos, which I've only made, what, 7, so it's not like I've made a lot. However, I just want to let you guys know that most of the automotive related videos that I may make from this point forward are going to just be information, talking about topics or vehicles coming up. I do want to talk about one topic, and that is vehicle maintenance. It is one of the singular most important things about car ownership. I've been in a very fortunate position in that I've owned this car since new. Because I've been the only owner of the vehicle, I've been responsible for, as well as in charge of and in control of, the maintenance on this vehicle. For the most part, I've done very well. I've done full synthetic oil changes as the manual required with 550, which is a very thick oil, but the track pack requires it for some reason. I've always run premium fuel in it, except for a few times, you know, when money's tight. Every now and then you got to run some cheaper gas because you got to get a McDonald's cheeseburger. Oh, there's a monkey on my visor. Anyway, one area I neglected was the tires, to be quite honest with you. I don't know how many of you know, but the Pirelli MO spec P0s that are on this car from the factory, as well as the Boss 302, they're quite expensive. They run anywhere from $1,200 to $1,600 for a set of tires. So I haven't used the right brand tires on this vehicle. The last time I put tires on this car was about 30,000 miles ago, and I now have 82,000 miles on this Mustang. So we're gonna go for 1,000,000 miles on it. But I never bothered really checking the tires because they rode fine, they weren't thumping, no weird vibrations. And I went through the last 4 weeks of the rain we've been having. As you can see outside, it's not really showing too well, but it's a little damp outside still. You can see it there on the pavement. And they never gave me any trouble. However, if you take a look at this bad boy, that was one of the rear tires, and the other one looked exactly the same, but I only saved this one. They basically became drag slicks. They just look filthy because the shop that did the tire change was pretty nasty. But yeah, those were Goodyear Eagle F1s, and the fact that they were still riding perfectly with that many miles on them and that low a tread, or actually no tread, was impressive, and that was my failing. So one thing you need to do is you need to make sure that you have proper tire depth, proper tire inflation, and that you have some tread. I almost drove to Connecticut on those tires. If I hadn't been looking at the side of the car when I was filling it up the other day, I would have never noticed those tires. I do have a set of Falcon ZX 950s coming, and if you're a tire guy, you'll know that they're a fair all-season touring tire. Now, that being said, I know they're not a high-performance tire, but that wasn't the point. I wanted something that would last longer and give me better wet traction, and the few times a year when it snows, hopefully give me a little bit better traction. But I put most of my traction down to that Torsen limited slipper end that I have in this car. So yeah, maintain your cars. And not just the basic stuff, not just your coolant, your oil, things like that. Check your tires, check your pressures, make sure that all your safety equipment, your brakes, things like that aren't showing signs of wear. Even if they're not indicating, like through feel, if you can't feel the car doing something weird, you should still give your vehicle a visual inspection more often. I've been kind of lax on that just because my health hasn't been great, but I will be much more observant and steadfast in my care of this vehicle. So the next report on this car will hopefully be at 100,000 miles. And don't forget, this is a 2014, so to get to 100,000 miles, and I assume I'm going to do that before the end of the year, will be quite impressive. And I just keep getting the weirdest look from people as they're walking by me. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, you don't tuck that kind of shirt into jeans. Anyway, that's about it. Any questions? Leave them down below. If you have any comments, leave them down below. If you think I was a freaking idiot for not checking my tires, leave that down below, but I already know I am. Any other things to tell you? I don't think so. I have a pickups video for some video game stuff coming up, but that's not ready yet. And I will just talk to you guys later. So, see ya.